So today's video is going to be all about the non-gear essentials that I bring along to every wedding day. So if you've been around for a while, you know that I have made a what's in my camera bag video, I have made what I bring to engagement session video, and now I want to talk about some of the non-gear stuff. So not lenses, not batteries, not reflectors, that kind of stuff, but more so personal styling aids or how I just survive a wedding day as a photographer. So if you're wondering all of the non-gear essentials to bring to a wedding day, this video is for you, so stick around. The first item that I want to share with you guys is my styling bag. So this is just a tote bag and it's how I carry all of my styling aids on a wedding day. And it contains all kinds of goodies that are going to help me style the wedding day depending on what kind of conditions we have as we walk into the bridal suite. So when I arrive with my second photographer or my assistant, we immediately go into photographing details. If you want some tips on photographing details, I have a whole separate video just about that. So go ahead and check that out. So what's inside of my styling kit? The first thing that I have lots of are ribbons. I have ribbons in this bag on different spools of every different color. And I store them in this bag just to keep them from coming into contact with any kind of liquids, and it just helps me organize them. So besides lots and lots of silk ribbons in lots of different colors for styling aids, I carry fabric. So inside of here I have two different kind of blush pink, these are my brand colors, fabrics of about a yard of silk fabric, and it's actually real silk and it's really, really beautiful, and it becomes a backdrop if I am in a hotel suite that has a carpet that I don't love the pattern, or I just don't have a space where I can lay out the details and photograph them in a way that I like. So I have fabric. The next thing inside of my styling bag are vintage stamps. I just keep them in this little tin so that I can easily organize them, but essentially in here I just have a little collection of stamps that I found on Etsy that are all vintage, real postage stamps. So I have a lot of stuff from Annapolis in here and in colors that I think are gonna be nice and neutral so that they fit my bride's aesthetics really, really well. So I have some stamps. I also carry a dress hanger just in case the bride's dress or any of the dresses that we're going to be photographing are not on a pretty hanger. Maybe they're on a dry cleaning hanger or the original hanger that has like the big piece of padding in the front to support the dress. We always like to put the dress on this to get that really nice shot. The next item that I carry is a command hook, and this is to help us get that dress shot that we just talked about. So this is how I go ahead and secure a dress anywhere. So sometimes there aren't doorways or ledges or just an optimum place to hang a dress, and with the command hook you can literally put this anywhere and then you pull down after you're done and it completely comes off the wall. So we've used this on wallpaper, I've used this on painted walls, and it's never caused any damage. They're kind of magical. So a command hook is the next thing inside of my styling bag. The next item that I carry is Elmer's Tack Stick. This is kind of that gummy, like clay almost, that you can roll up, and it's amazing for making rings stand up or making an object not roll. So if you're shooting flat lays and you have like a pen or an embosser or something that's sitting there and it just keeps rolling, you can put a little bit of this underneath and keep it exactly where you want it, and it kind of saved my butt a couple times. So Elmer's Tack Stick is another thing I carry always. I also carry matches so that if I get to the reception space and I want to photograph a table where the candles are lit and it looks like it's during the reception, even if it's not during the reception, I can go ahead and light them, photograph them, and then blow them back out. I also have one of these, didn't know this was in here. It's just a little cleansing wipe for cleaning surfaces. We do a lot of this in the bridal suite, especially if we're in someone's home. We may just end up moving a few items, dusting a table, and then putting the bouquet there so that the bride can get ready with that in the background, and it just makes a world of difference. So I even carry sometimes little wipes to make it really easy for us to clean throughout the day. The next thing I carry is this metal tray. This is fantastic if you don't have a surface to shoot on, or you want to get some of those details in a way that, you know, maybe this is like a vintage theme for the wedding or something like that. So I have used this to shoot boutonnieres and different details on during the wedding day. So I just like to have a lot of options. Next thing that I take to every single wedding are a few different personal items. So I carry off, and I got these buggy bands, and these are my saving grace when it comes to summertime weddings, because it does get really hot and humid and muggy in Maryland, and I get eaten alive. I don't know what it is, but everyone else will be fine in a space outside, and I will have 5 mosquitoes on me. So I'm just like one of those people. So I swear by this stuff. The bands are really cool because you can put this around like your wrist or your ankle, and it just gives you that added layer of protection. So I always carry these too. Another thing I carry is sunscreen. I don't have that with me right now, but I have sunscreen, and I have different kind of spray sunscreen, and this is something that a lot of times even the bridal party will forget about, and if we're gonna be outside for a long time, you don't want anybody to get some crazy tan lines. I also carry tissues because you literally could use these for anything, for cleaning up, for dabbing sweat, for blotting makeup. They're just great to have, so tissues are always in my bag. And I also carry a lint roller, so this is fantastic if there are pets or any kind of anything that could really get on like a men's that could put off any kind of hair or dander or something on the suit for like the men. I always roll this if I'm going to be doing any kind of shot that you wouldn't want to see all that like crazy lint, so I carry a lint roller. I didn't even know I had all these ribbons. The next thing I carry is my styling boards. I have all different colors. These are just canvases wrapped in fabric. So let me just show you one. So this is a canvas. As you can see, it kind of has like the back of it has the board, and I wrapped it and I stapled it with a fabric from like a Joann Fabrics or like a local fabric shop near me. And this way I can lay it flat and photograph items on it, and there won't be any wrinkles. So sometimes I use this and then I put loose fabric on top or the tray or things like that. So you have lots of options, but I have a whole video about how to make one of these. So if you're curious, check that out. I will link it below as well. I also bring a small zippered cooler full of water. So a lot of times I find that nobody thinks of water. So I'm not only bringing water for myself and my assistant and my second shooter, I want to make sure that I can offer it to the bride and groom. So if we are taking portraits and I just can tell that we're all just kind of wilting and we're near my car, or we can just run and unzip the bag, I always offer them an ice cold water, and it can make all the difference when it's really hot outside and you're in a ball gown, and it's just really nice gesture. So I always try to load up a cooler with a bunch of waters. I'll sometimes freeze the water so that throughout the day they will thaw and they will be ice cold. And sometimes I'll use little Gatorades or some sort of like sports drink as well, but I make sure that I have lots of water. In addition to water, I usually bring snacks. So I like the chia bars, I like Cliff bars, all sorts of kind bars. I make sure that I have something that I can munch on, because a lot of times we don't have a chance to stop for almost anything and it's go, go, go. Oftentimes even we don't get time to eat. So by the time they seat us to eat, the guests are done eating and I can't sit down and eat. So I always make sure that I have snacks. So I try to have like beef jerky or something that's not gonna melt in my car. And the bars are a really great option for this as well. And I also have been known to put like an iced coffee or something that is caffeinated inside of the water bin as well. So if I have a cooler and has room for like more snacks and more coffees or like a Coke, I will totally put one of those in there, because that is literally how I get through the reception after being on my feet for 8 hours when I have just a couple more to go. So I make sure that I have something to snack on that's gonna really keep my energy up throughout the day. So besides everything that I've shown you, I also bring a change of shoes, an option for shoes if it rains, an umbrella, and a sweater. So something to keep me warm if the reception is really cold, to cover my gear, so the umbrella. And the shoes, I'm not gonna change into anything like sneakers. I might do Toms or just a different pair of flats, just because if I switch my shoes, it just makes my feet feel better, even if they're not to something super comfortable or casual. It just has a different pressure point or something on my feet. So I always feel a little bit relieved just to be able to switch them and have a fresh pair of shoes. So I think that's really it. I hope that this has helped you see what kind of stuff I bring along to weddings to make the day go smoother, or style my details, or just survive. My question for you is, what do you bring? Do you bring anything that has made a huge difference at your weddings that you can share with us? I would love to hear from you. Do you have some things that are not on my list that I should definitely be bringing? I would love to know. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe if you haven't already. We are about to roll into a brand new series in the coming weeks all about branding and marketing. So if you have any kind of struggles with branding your business, attracting clients, getting leads, and booking clients, this series is going to be a game changer for you, so be sure to hit subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave me a comment with what you bring to your weddings and what you'd love everyone else to know about, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye guys.